Welcome to another episode of the Angels Positivity and Love Show. Incredible guests the world over with amazing insights, experiences, and the way I like to describe it is they have really big hearts or high vibe, or they love to give service to others. Now, it's not every single person, but we have predominantly healers, all different types of modalities from all over the world. New York Times best-selling authors. We've had one White House physician to the U.S. president. I think it was three presidents, maybe 5 to 7 years around the White House. A Rear Admiral, U.S. Navy, retired, still an active doctor in Arizona. But we've got reporters, the youngest Delta Force operator ever admitted to Delta Force. You name it, we try to have some diversity on this channel. Also, you as the guest can take any steps that you see the guest take with the universe, angels, whether it's lit sage and blowing smoke through the screen, seeing light auras around you in the air, angel light, or on my hands or her hands. We have an incredible guest. She's hyper intuitive, super sensitive, amazing, big heart, tremendous background. Dr. Pontea Dianati. Now, she's left the psychology behind her, PhD. She's in Southern California. Today, integrative healer, I'll say energy healer, spiritual teacher, and more. If she's not already wearing a lot of hats today, just wait a year or two. I love her energy, and I'd like to welcome her to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on, Michael.
Thank you for coming on. And just a quick footnote, we've had a chance to sort of, I always like to say, play with angels together off camera. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to do that at the end of the show or during. Can we dive back into your life path where either at the beginning or in the middle, when did you know the universe was so big? And how did you end up expanding your intuitive skills?
Oh, wow, that's such a good question. When did I know the universe was so big? Probably when I started like understanding metaphysics a little bit, and I like was like, oh, like wow, there's like these atoms, and then there's things inside the atoms. And then I re learned, how the little is kind of matches the big, what is inside is also the above world. That's kind of when I physically was like, wow, the universe is so big, you know? And as far as my intuitive abilities, probably like most of your guests, I was born an empath, very sensitive. But I had early childhood trauma when I was like 4 years old that just exploded things open, right? Like for a lot of people, it's trauma usually that opens things up. So it was like around that age when I started to kind of see into people and like that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, over the years, had teachers that trained me and developed me, and, God leading me and angels, that kind of stuff.
Did
Yeah.
you have a couple super skills when you were a kid that you don't mind mentioning briefly?
Super skills as a kid, I knew exactly who people were when I would meet them. If they were a good person or they had some kind of evilness in them, I could instantly pick it up. Like if they were hurting children, hurting men, women, I could just pick up on those shadow things. That was very interesting to me. Like looking back on it now, I'm like, whoa, like I could read people's clinical stuff since I was a kid. And that was very interesting to me. Yeah. And then the other one was that like nature. I always had this really intense bond with animals and natures. Like I would find stray animals and try to heal them, and bring them back to life. I was always bringing home animals to the house. So,
Oh, I
yeah.
love that. I am going to ask you about any angel encounters when you were a kid, dream time, in human form. But I did want to ask, was there a point in your life where you retreated from your skills just for a little while, the teenage years, early 20s, late 20s? When did you try to run the other direction?
Definitely when I was a teenager, I was just a cool teenager, I just was like hanging out with my friends, going to the beach in San Diego and just trying to kind of fit in, and learn English. Because when I was like a teenager, I'd only been in America 4 years. So at 12 is when I moved back to America. And so I was trying to learn English, just trying to be a normal human. And yeah, so then 18, 19 is when they started to kind of open up again. And angel encounters, I remember one that was very distinct. That was we were in Iran, and I think my sister was maybe like 6 and I was 9, something like that. And I remember we looked on the beach and suddenly she was nowhere to be found. And I just was like freaking out. My mom was freaking out. And then I remember I looked in the ocean and there was a man dressed in all white. I didn't see his face. He was just a glowing white human. And he was just bringing her out of the water and gave her to us. And then, like, he disappeared. That's one of the ones that really sticks out to me. And I feel like he probably saved her life. So that one is, I don't
So
think I've shared
she
about
had
that.
gone into the water on her own.
Yeah, we just didn't notice she was suddenly missing, you know? Yeah.
Do you have a one more you can share?
And see another angel experience. One was like, I remember one of my traumas when it was happening. I remember hearing an angel's voice telling me, like, don't go there. They were trying to protect me. And I remember like them telling me, now leave or do this. And so I always found that that was very interesting because I remember reading in like spiritual psychology, the angels will often come during traumas to help us. And so I distinctly remember that voice trying to getting me to leave a place that was not good. And that was like probably when I was like 11 or 12, something like that.
Okay, angels exist, but what else do we need to know about angels?
So what we need to know about angels that's really important is that we all have an angelic self, meaning like if your name is Michael, likely your angelic self is Archangel Michael, right? So every human is going to be connected to a different soul ray color. So if you're a blue ray, you're probably going to be connected to Michael. If you're a green ray, you're probably going to be connected to Raphael. If you're a pink ray, probably Shamuel. So every human has an angelic self. That's number one. Number two is that there's many levels of angels. So there's like, little ones, medium ones, and then really, really big ones like the seraphim, which are just like so giant and they have like six wings. And so if people want to call on angels and definitely for protection, I would suggest calling on the seraphim, for example, because they'll just come and wrap around you. But they all serve God. So we're never supposed to like worship angels. That's the other note I want to put in there. Like angels are just like us. They're equal to us. There's no like hierarchy. So I think God and then the God in all of us is the highest point of light in my experience. So treat them like friends. Don't treat them like masters or something like that would be my suggestion. Yeah.
Have you had any near-death experiences?
Yes. Yes, I have.
What would you want to share on the show?
I mean, I've kind of talked about it publicly. The last one I had was in 2022. I probably had some when I was little, but I've never spent that much time thinking about it. But the one in 2022 happened when I had surgery, sinus surgery, because I'd had a headache for like 6 years. At that point, that was literally 4 to 5 days a week, level 10 pain, like every single day. So we did a surgery on me, and during the sinus surgery, the doctor cracked my um this part of my skull and
The
and then I went
honeycomb,
home.
the little honeycomb area.
Yeah, like right here, I still
I
have a little line
I
there
had
that I
surgery there as well. That's how I know about this.
oh see. Yeah, yeah. And then it was kind of like that. And then a bunch of liquids came out of my nose for a few days, just like the liquids of my brain, the CSF liquid. And then I went back to the emergency room and they did a CAT scan or MRI or whatever it was, and they found a bunch of bubbles in my in my cranium. And I always tell people I'm an airhead, don't get mad at me when I forget things. But yeah, so anyway, then I was in the ICU for a few days, and then that's when I left my body and I went to the other side. And because it was just like everything was swollen, and I was already in level 10 pain before. So imagine that, then they crack your skull and then everything is swollen. And so yeah, I went to the other side, and yeah, when I went to the other side, I heard God's voice. It was distinctly God's voice. I didn't see God's face, and I heard God say, "You can come home if you want. Like we know you've been through a lot." And then God said, "But if you go back, you'll be able to help them with what is to come." That was the message. And I saw the different gods all dancing on mountains, like male gods, female gods. They all had their own mountains and they were just like dancing. And it was just like the happiest place ever. I did not want to come back. But then I did come back, and then I was back in my body, alarms going off in the ICU. And I was kind of just like, what just happened? And so, yeah, a lot of things changed after that. So.
Wow. Would it be okay to go ahead and do a timeout with a couple angels? Um, let's pull in, I'm going to put up a photo. It's rainbow pie slices of Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, four archangels. I've got them in other photos and stuff, but this is an easy way to do it. If you don't mind asking, you don't have to share the answer out loud, but the angel in the ocean way back when, if you want to see that angel again, close your eyes, let the archangels bring you that angel, breathe through your mouth a little extra, and let go, and have that angel say hello. If you want to get their name, just say got it. If you want to share the name, you can do that as well, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
Mhm. Okay, got it.
And do you want to share that name?
Yeah, Shamuel.
Oh, cool. So Shamuel was doing a little lifeguarding that day.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you want to put your hands out off camera just a little, I'm having you just do something extra. Have the archangels explain something else about the sinus surgery mishap and something about the whole thing and how it was definitely part of your path and something, an extra insight from it that you would be able to share with all of us. And also a message from all the archangels and God and everybody about what's ahead. So we're only giving you the $1 trillion question after the easy one at the front.
Okay. Yep.
What can you share?
So what I can share is that the near-death experience was about, they said about rising from death, like conquering death, realizing there is no death. And the second one was for people to know that there is a God. Like I guess what I'm supposed to, there is a God. Yes, there is God in all of us, but there's also a Godhead. Is like the message to kind of give people hope that we're not alone here. Yes, we all are God, but there's also like an overriding sort of watcher, if that makes sense.
And let's jump to compassion, kindness. What am I missing? Love, gentleness. Regarding others as yourself, generously and without fixation. The golden rule. Treat others as you would, have yourself treated. Talk to us about how important that is. Is love the fabric of the universe?
Oh, absolutely. Love is the fabric of universe. I actually had a vision of how the universe was created one time when it was an emergency in my life, and I just saw it. And I saw, in this case, I saw the Divine Mother. Now, I believe sources both male and female, but in this vision, it was when my dad was in the hospital. So I was like very stressed out. I went to the roof of the hospital and I was meditating, and I was just trying to kind of keep myself grounded so I could be there for him. And I remember I saw the Divine Mother and she showed me how she went into the moats of existence, is what she calls them. It's kind of like a black ocean. And then she just, from her heart, she just was like, I want to create like a universe of love. And it just was the big bang out of her heart, is what I saw. And then she put love into everything. So that's how she created it. It was like the original point, and then and I remember at that time she told me, she said, Pantea, why do you think evil's never been able to take over the universe? And I said, how come? And she said, because I put love in everything. So no matter what darkness does, they can never take over. Because even inside of darkness, there's love in their hearts. So what your question is perfect. Of course, there is love in the fabric of everything, because that's how it was created from the original point. So.
NASA astronaut Story Musgrave once said, getting out of the comfortable path, that's what exploration is all about. Can you do it twofold, your answer here? Talk to us about what you had to get out of to, comfort into exploring. And then what do we all need to keep in mind daily?
Okay, so comfort. Yeah, I would say I gave up all my comforts for my spiritual path, you know? I remember like surrendering my life to God, like saying like I just want to be of service to humanity. And I remember God was like, okay, well, you're gonna lose everything. You're gonna lose your friends, you're gonna lose your home, you're gonna lose your health, you're gonna be alone, you're not gonna have a partner, your money, you're gonna have to just depend on me, you're not gonna work for a company. And I just remember thinking like, okay, and everything happened, and it was the best thing that ever happened, because now I'm on my like true path. My friends that are in my life now, like they all know the real me and they love me. And the work that I do, I just tell people I work for God. I never advertise, until a few years ago. I wasn't even on YouTube or anything. So people just would always find me. So yeah, surrendering everything to God, like everything always works out. And that was kind of like I literally had to give up everything. And my health, I mean, for 10 years, I've had really intense health stuff. But because of that, I've met so many healers and doctors, right? Like so many of them. And so when people come to me now, I can be like, oh, you need to see this doctor. I kind of feel like God gave me like like a round of people to have. So yeah, I had to get out of the control sense of like, let me try to manifest my life and it's gonna look like this. Like God was like, it's not gonna look anything like that, but it's gonna be way better. There's a picture where like a person's holding on to a little teddy bear, and then God comes with like a giant teddy bear, but you have to let go of the little teddy bear to get the big teddy bear. That was that was the image I would always get from God. Just let go of these little teddy bears so I can bring you a big one. And so, yeah.
Can we have you just sit still, close your eyes, and allow it could be God, it could be Mary, the Divine Mother, or like a combo with some angels.
Sure.
One new message that's correlated, I don't know how to say it, connected to what we're discussing.
Mhm.
And when you're ready, what are you getting?
Let's see. Like I just heard, in the nothingness, there's everything, you know? So, and that's so true because most of the universe is empty matter, you know? So in that empty matter, that dark matter is everything.
I'm going to light some sage here in Texas and blow it to you in Southern California. We've got a couple instances we've done this before, so we know it works. But if you're at home, besides liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting, what have you enjoyed so far about the show? What has resonated? If you could put it down, if you're shy, an emoji. If you're really shy, but not that shy, put a city down where you're at around the world watching. You're really helping us get the show out to other folks. Okay, I'm going to light some sage. You're going to have a chance, no matter where you are, Berlin, Tokyo, Christchurch, or Paducah, to catch it. And that's smelling without smelling, the Zen thing.
Yeah.
Really, it's just being in your heart. Your heart's connected to everything all at once. Good luck ever believing it up here, but down here, it's how you hit a home run in community baseball. Okay, so here's the sage. Pontea, you're already getting this in California, correct? Could
Yes.
you ask for flowers and have like Lakshmi, Ganesha, and Divine Mother bring you something special? Could be incense as well from a nearby temple. And what are you getting for extra?
Yeah, like a very nice smelling incense, like an orange color incense.
Nice. All right. What are the three things you think you've learned, and you have, along the way, on your life path? Here you are today. What are the top three things you've learned? I can do it. Three. What are the top three things you've learned along the way?
Top three things I've learned along the way. Wow, that's a really deep question.
We don't make it easy on the show. We do,
Yeah,
but
no, like right on the spot. Top three things. Okay, top three things is everything in the world is connected. So like there's no one path that's correct because they're all like part of a circle. It's like a spiral. Um, Number two thing is that like let people surprise you, let people surprise you. People are a lot more than they seem. All humans are just like really mysterious. And number three, um, that I've learned along the path, hmm, there's no coincidences. Everything has to happen exactly how it needs to. And it's very mathematically planned by God. Like God is very mathematical. So everything that happens in your life every single day is not a coincidence. I've had to learn that for sure.
do you have a practice in one of three areas? You can choose door A, B, or C. When you first wake up, when you go to bed at night, just before bed, or tea time. Which one would you want to answer or share?
Okay, okay. Let's do tea time.
Okay, tell us about tea time and how do you make it special, or how does the universe make it special?
Like my tea time, when I have my tea, you mean? Oh gosh, well, I have so many different kinds of teas that I make for different purposes. Lately, I've been drinking a lot of Blue Lotus tea, and I'll put cardamom in my tea and raw honey, and I make it with coconut milk. And I like it because, I drink it and I sit outside in the morning, I connect to the sun, and I do my meditation, like my sun meditations in the morning with my tea time. Just simple, nothing too fancy. But yeah, I like it.
Share with us what it's like if you can slow everything down and
Yeah.
just pretend you were 4 feet away looking at you.
Mhm.
Describe what's going on externally as you're connecting to all the sun, but what's also going on or not going on up here, and what's going on the rest of you.
Yeah, like when I sit in front of the sun, I feel the sun's heart. So when I'm looking at the sun, I'm not seeing like a star. I'm feeling the sun's heart and I'm feeling a telepathic connection coming to my heart every day. And I'm feeling the sun talking to me, telling me I love you, I care about you, and then I'm telling the sun I love you. And it's just like a very divine appointment sort of thing. And then I feel it go into my third eye. If there's something happening that day, it'll clear it for me. It'll clear like my whole aura. And I feel like, and I'll sit there till I feel like I'm cooked, I say. So once I feel like, okay, I got enough sun, I can go start my day. It's kind of like that. And then usually my birds are coming, because I'm feeding the birds every morning. So the hummingbirds will come and they'll all come and I'll hear them. And I think I've said in one interview a long time ago, based on the birds that come every day, I know what's going to happen you know? So if like my crows come, I know something is going to happen. If my hawks come and the hummingbirds come, different sparrows, like they all have different messages. And I feel it, like I feel it in my heart. It's not like I'm thinking and then I'm Googling the meaning of it. When I see three crows, I know, oh, that's going to be a big day today. Destiny changing. There's two crows, it means something else. So yeah.
I have to share. I've got my hummingbird feeder up now, and I've got hummingbirds, including one just sitting on the shepherd's crook that it's sitting on, off of a 30-foot back deck. But on today's run, I'm a little wiped out from a run a few days ago, and I didn't know how dead my legs were going to be. So I heard turn around about a half mile out, which is really short distance for me. I mean, I was like, part of me was like, ah, no, I can go and make it a 2.5 mile run. But I heard turn around, so I turned around. Second I did, I got to see a caracara, a Mexican eagle, and that was
Oh,
cool for the morning. So that was some action as well. Plus about 30 vultures. A poor something bigger got hit by a car, I think. So in
wow.
San Antonio, we have a lot of everything: hawks, vultures, occasionally brown eagles, and stuff like that. Okay, share with us a non-angel loving guide. It could be a passed over relative, a figure from India, maybe somebody that you haven't mentioned that you think is super cool and fun and who often pays you a visit.
Yeah, well, I would definitely say Babaji right here. He is one of my friends. I've never seen him in human form, but I've seen his light form. I think it would be beautiful to have him visit me in human form, but I'm not there yet. And then also Shiva and Parvati from Hinduism, so the Divine Father and Divine Mother in this form. They're also two of my guides that I really love, that I would recommend people connecting to all three of these people, gods. Um, yeah.
I love it. I'll put up 3 photos of angels, Joy, Charlotte, and Minn. If you want Archangel Michael in there, I can do a quick fourth. If you don't mind, you'll have a choice. You don't have to share anything you hear out loud, but they always have good messages for all of us. So it'd be very helpful. Definitely get a compliment and get a hug at the beginning. You don't have to share that stuff out loud or just say, got it when you're ready. But here's the angel Joy. She's big. She's the emotion Joy. You've already met her before.
Yeah.
What are you getting from Joy for all of us? But first, get at least a hug, a whoosh, a compliment, or some laughter. At home,
Mm.
you can treat
She
her like a
said,
fireplace at home. Put your hand out if you want and feel what you
okay,
want to
yeah,
feel.
let's do it.
Yeah, and for folks at home, just don't be shy about it. Feel what you can feel. Hit the mute button on us and play this back over again. But it's just letting go. If you have to go shower, dance with your dog, have a tea, anything. There's 1 million ways to get to here. Okay, Pantea, what did you get from Joy?
She said, when you laugh, laugh with your whole heart. Laugh with your whole heart, which I think is such a perfect thing for joy, to the angel of joy, right? Like, I
I
think,
love
ha ha ha, like let your laughters be big. That's
I
what she
love
said.
I love that. I can remember two quotes in the last 10 to 15 years. Mother Teresa said, laughter is love. And then Joy said, your laughter is healing and hope for others. So I
Mm.
love that as well. Very poetic. Okay, here's Charlotte for you. Make sure you get some beautiful hugs. Here's
Yeah.
something about the month ahead in April, and that's all private to you. And then Charlotte's everybody's favorite teacher from third form, third grade, if you're in Canada, third form, with words meant to help you expand. What has Charlotte got for all of us? And if you don't mind going big, maybe about humanity, mankind, there's a lot of turbulence happening at every level, like as if every organization's got to be unwound a little bit.
Mm.
And should we be worried? Are we protected? Is there a bigger plan? How can people get it? This might be a complex one, actually, or at least multi-tiered answer. How can we go through our day with our chin up and our chest out and our heart even bigger than before?
Oh, interesting. Okay. So she said three things. She said, um, one was that she said that, yes, of course, there is a plan. There is a plan. Number two was that we all should be very confident because we've all been preparing for this time. We're all prepared, she said. And then the number three thing was, hold on, let me just get it again. She said it and then it kind of went away. Uh,
And I put her photo up just in case.
Yeah, let me try again. Let me try again. It was something else she said about the
And
future.
people can, when you look at the photos can don't remain static, especially historical photos. Maybe we'll do Audrey Hepburn in a second, but a photo
Mhm.
will move, wink, smile. But even what am I supposed to say? Light energy form or energy
Mhm.
light form. I can never keep anything straight. She'll move in this, or you get blue glitter or a blue light moving by, or just feel something like you've got to go check the thermostat. So at home, letting go is letting go. No limits is no limits. You certainly knew it as a kid. Good luck adulting. And that's why we have the show. Okay.
Mhm.
And that's why we have this amazing, fantabulous guest in California talking with us.
She said,
What'd you get from Charlotte?
what I saw was she was showing the light of God, like universal creator, penetrating every part of the earth. So what she showed me was that like the light of God is already involved in everything. So that was very interesting.
Okay, the next angel is going to be light waves of energy in water. She's like Mother Hawaii or out of Moana in the first 10 seconds. Remember the little girl walking down on the beach? The
Mhm.
ocean goes back so she can stay dry while picking things up. Well, this angel would have moved the ocean back so she stays dry. It's my guardian angel, a lot of other people's guardian angel, Minn, like the Lakota Sioux word for water. So, like
Mhm.
Minnesota. Uh, and what does she say about compassion, kindness, love, gentleness, in spite of all the complexity at the state level, regional level, country level, or globally with war, this, missile, that?
Mhm. She said, she can combat the harshness of the world by remaining gentle with one another.
And if you could put your hand out off camera, let her hold your hand, close your eyes, see a beach, see an ocean, catch an ocean that you haven't seen in a while. Let her bring you the memory of something fantastic. Or it's the Seychelles or somewhere, Rehoboth Beach, Hawaii. It could be anywhere, Guam. Not on everyone's dance card there, but let her bring you something new. Could be just down under, Gold Coast, and she'll bring you the scent. And if you could at least share a little bit of the smells you're getting or the sensations, this doesn't have
Yeah.
to be about words for
She's
folks.
showing me the Blue Moon Cave in Kauai. Yeah, Blue Moon Cave in Kauai. It's like a little cave, and then people can go swim in it.
And
Um,
she's got a little Hawaiian in her name. It's Min, but the Uwala is two different meanings. It's Uwala is a Polynesian morning glory vine. It's morning glory flower lookalikes up top and sweet potatoes in the ground. But Ua and La in Hawaiian is either sun and rain or rain and sun. And it's rainbow, the bottom line, the combo. So her name's Water Morning Glory, Water Rainbow. If you don't mind catching one more thing, which is eyes open here, Can you catch a little light around the room? It'll be peripheral for anybody who's resisting, but if you could just take a breath and then exhale like a whale to get rid of any societal stress or this is too much. You're seeing with your heart, seeing with all of you. What are you getting for light or glitter or bubbles? What are you getting?
Yeah, like I'm feeling warmth and I'm feeling silver and white glitter around my heart, like grace glitter, I would call it. Um,
Hmm,
yeah,
nice. Okay, I'm going
beautiful.
to read a quote from Angels, and I'd love to get your reaction in any direction. Sometimes the person next to you or a stranger just needs validation via love and compassion. A smile changes any moment, so too does laughter or a few kind words. Be compassion to all, do it.
I love it. Beautiful. What a great quote, you know. I could get that tattooed on my arm. That's perfect, you know? Yeah. My reaction is that I wish that's something we could teach to schools, to all the kids. So we kind of grow up learning that character is the most important thing, and it's not about success, like outer success. Character is the foundation of everything. And yeah, a
I'm gonna
smile does change everything. Sometimes I'll just go in the grocery store and I smile at all the people working there, and I try to put something, you know, when I smile at them, like what I feel like they need, you know? So I think that's something empaths can do, like especially when the world feels crazy right now, like we might feel powerless, but if we go out in the world and just try to make someone else smile, that's already creating a circulatory effect. And it builds, you know?
Can we
Yeah.
have you and Archangel Gabriel work together to generate a new mantra, a creative mantra, which you'll say 3 times? Here's Archangel Gabriel.
Mm.
And if you could come up with a new mantra, you're going to say it 3 times so that people at home can feel your vibe. You're going to do just what you did at the supermarket. But this is for the audience and especially in years to come. Because right now we're an intimate show. It'll have a lot more attention as people are a little more thirsty, grabbing glasses of water.
Mhm.
And if you don't mind repeating it 3 times for us in a row.
Okay. So, I would say to the audience that this message just kind of feels like we're channeling it from source. And it's like, you're lovely. You're lovely. God sees your tender heart, and your beauty comes from your heart. You're lovely. God sees your tender heart, and your beauty comes from your heart. So you are lovely. God sees your tender heart, and your beauty comes from your heart. That's what I got.
I'll do one more angel. I'll let this be random. It's an Emily, my passed over dog's guardian angel, but she does more than that. She's all about guidance. What does she have as a reminder for everyone?
Mm. She's talking about the stars. She's saying, don't forget to go out at night and look at the stars at night. You know, that's what she said.
Okay, and let's talk about the stars because Uh, humans like to do everything through the currency of knowledge, of course, science and everything else, but a lot of our currency is precludes possibility. It's very limiting, actually. And look at science, any discovery that comes along, it could be a week, 2 years, it could be 20 years, and another discovery bumps it out of the way. I mean, things are changing all the time, but it's very this. It's like we're looking at our toes all the time. Whereas what you just said, look at the stars. So there's something called disclosure, or maybe we're not alone in the universe. Are we alone in the universe? Have you had experiences beyond angels, those loving beings, with other loving beings?
ETs, like extraterrestrials. Oh, yes. Oh,
How do
yes.
you want to describe all this?
I'll say that there's a lot of different kinds of them. It's not like there's just like one or two. It's like there's a lot of different kinds, and more than 90% of them are very benevolent and good. There's only a small percentage that are troublemakers that they're not getting they're getting in trouble and cleansed out. But yeah, they're very beautiful. They love helping us, especially like the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Lyrians, the ones from Vega. And then there's one group called the Aquafarians, which I learned last year from one of my teachers. They're 24th dimensional ETs. So they're the ones yeah, did you feel them? Yeah, they're very interesting, right? So aquafarians. And I love them. I call them in session to come in and help with protection, especially when I'm removing a reptilian from someone or something like that. They come in and help with that. And then just last month, I had a lady that came to me and she had an ET implant.
Ooh.
And we had to remove it psychically. And she was totally fine. She started getting really bad headaches suddenly. Right after, she had an encounter where she saw a spaceship above her house. So she contacted me after, and she seems like she was like a normal person. She's like, "Hey, 6 months ago, I woke up in the middle of the night. I saw a spaceship above my house, and it was trying to pull her up."
Mm.
So she just said like, "No, I do not consent," which is what you always want to say if something like that happens. Just say, "I do not consent. I do not consent." So then they dropped her back in, but then she was getting headaches nonstop since then. So then in the session we had to remove an ET implant, and then she says her headaches have been better. So just a small percentage of them will do stuff like that, but most of them will come in and help you, heal you, support you. Um, yeah, that was just the most recent example I
I
want
like
to
it.
share. Yeah.
Uh, and in the last year, out of 15 years or so of doing this, some of the angels have been giving their origin stories. So Joy is very cosmic, like archangels. So I'll leave it at that. Charlotte, though, is, oh my God, this is so hard. Orion originally.
Very cool.
And Matt, don't call her Mackenzie, everything plants, animals, and nature. She's Pleiadian in background originally, angel today. And I always describe light beings as whales and angels like dolphins, but that's as close to definition as I get. Minn's got a serious background, not trying to sound too serious.
She's
Again,
from Sirius, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
oceany and light waves of energy and water. Here, this isn't anything you're going to share out loud, but go ahead and close your eyes. Let her show you her home world at least at one point. I suspect it'll be watery. That's the most I'll say. And then breathe extra for me and let her show you something incredible. And it'll be like a light massage.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I'll put up the classic Arcturian photo out of Wikipedia. Um,
Mhm.
the Arcturian that I've got, who's kind of my primary ambassador, they all look the same almost. He said it's 7% too bulbous in the back. So I'll show the full photo, but then I'm going to crop it a little. When he hacks human humor, it's like a fourth grader. Sometimes the punchline comes first, and then he tells the joke. But everything else, yeah, super sharp. The only way I know how to describe Arcturians are super kind, loving, but it's like Spock in that 1960s Star Trek. If anybody remembers the chess set that was 3 or 4 tiered, their chess set is like 400 levels compared to human chess sets. So
Mhm.
here's the full photo. If you don't mind hearing something from him, put a hand out and just feel an energy flow of light language. And then I'll crop it a little just to make everybody laugh. There we go. And what's the Arcturian say about mankind right now, humanity? Don't worry about all the rigmarole and the syndicates that are running amok right now. I thought syndicates is a really good phrase because it's very positive, not positive, but it's not dark and negative as some other terms go.
He said, humanity's evolving really fast and they're starting to connect to their divinity.
And I'll show a picture of a Syrian woman, but this isn't representative of the Syrian woman that, if with your permission, we'll bring in. She wears a green flowing outfit, gorgeous, 95% kind of human looking, pinpoints of light floating that are each Christ consciousness itself. But here's a Syrian sort of an AI version just to get us started. And then, if you don't mind closing your eyes, she's connected to human earth forests consciousness. And I'll let her do her own intro with you. And catch a couple pinpoints of light. They're like potato chips or M&Ms. One is never enough, and she shares. So sharing's caring. It's a good thing with the woman from Sirius.
Mhm.
And she most likely has a great message for us. First of all, what's she like for you?
She's very like ethereal, like very, very tall and just kind of like flowing hair and green light just coming out of her. But she was doing something to my heart. So
Oh,
she
go
was,
go right back to it. Close your eyes. Put a hand out though. You can either have an angel modulate you so you can handle even more from the one from Sirius, or the woman from Sirius will two-time you here. You'll get your hand held by her while she's doing your heart. I use
Okay.
very frank English, so forgive me.
Yeah. Let's see.
But yeah, she'll work you like a fitness instructor, except this is all spiritual and much more gentle.
Hmm.
And what's her reminder for us all?
What's your reminder for everyone, sweetheart? She said, just keep your heart open and flowing. Open and flowing. She cleared something from my heart, like a little layer of grief or sadness. She found it. And then she just cleared it. I felt it come out of my left arm. Good job. Thank
Yep, and
you.
it went off to outer space, China, North Korea, not Venezuela anymore. Or but not Texas either. Okay, bravo. Okay, we're gonna get practical though. There's like a movie from Spielberg coming out, Disclosure, like June, July, summer blockbuster. It's gonna put so much fear. It's gonna be Jaws, but not about sharks in the water. It's gonna be why we should be afraid of the universe and stars. What's
Mhm.
Charlotte say practical advice about, even if you did go see the movie, what does she say? How to stay in your heart and stay in love?
She says like she's saying a few different things, but essentially, she's saying like your heart will let you know when something is an illusion or not. So if you're watching the movie, just she also said think about who's making the movie, that Hollywood, the word Holly is a type of magic wand. So Hollywood has been casting spells of illusion on humanity. And so when you watch a movie, watch it like a movie, but also don't believe anything like that it's an illusion because ETs are good. 90% of ETs are like really good. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, okay, I'm gonna put up all the archangels plus a little Metatron in the back. I was sitting in my house 3 houses ago. So if I'm in San Antonio, it was originally Austin, my original home of 10 plus years, North Austin. I'm sitting inside nighttime and I hear, grab your camera, go take a photo over the house. And I didn't push back. I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? That's how I was with half that stuff, even though I'd freak out later on a lot of it. Okay, here's the photo I took of the archangels, and then the little guy in the back is Metatron right there. But if you don't
Mhm.
mind putting both hands out, feel that there's a lot of people like to say a vortice in there, vortices, vortex.
Mhm.
But feel what you can feel. And then if you don't mind a collective voice, but if you want like, 8 independent voices all together, Zadkiel, Shamiel, Jophiel, Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and a Metatron. Might be a couple more snuck in there. I have no idea. Everyone's got different data points. What are they
Mhm.
saying for all of us? What are you getting? And get something sparkly and fun that's beyond definition of words. Just get something really cool.
Let's see. Let's see.
And a reminder, when you like these videos, you're helping others see it. We've been at a little bit of a low point in terms of volume, but that doesn't really matter at this point. Wait till that film comes out in June. Okay.
Oh. Like I just heard them say, like, we are the crew of love, you know? We are the crew of love is what they just keep saying. And yeah, like and I think they were saying we are all, like not just them, like we are all the crew of love.
It's
You
the
know,
Love
that's
Boat.
our boss.
Yeah, we're not talking Julie McCoy either. We're talking the all the fun one expects to have on the cruise. I'm going to show another photo of an angel. Her name's Heather. She's the heart, compassion, and even her name is the word heart with a few extra letters rearranged. I'll show a few different photos. There's a heart,
Mhm.
and there's another heart,
Oh wow.
and another one. And then here's one over my Japanese tour 2, 3 houses ago. It's a heart sideways, but there's
Mhm.
Heather, and I've seen her in human form as a full-on human in Vegas, Austin, Stockholm, Maui, New York, six places, I think. Okay, what are you getting from Heather, and what's her reminder for everyone?
Mhm.
And she'll come across as either an Amazonian or a woman straight out of an African village, usually just takes your breath away, sometimes super tall, spear or pole or shaft. And
She
you're
said
not going
something
to
like,
mess with her either.
she said like if you must, let's say we want to criticize something in someone, if something like that, she said you must use a feather, like very gentle when you criticize. Gentle, gentle, you
And
know,
add the
not
word
hard.
yet. They haven't figured it out yet.
They haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. They're robbing banks, but they haven't figured out it's not the brightest
Oh, I like
idea
that. Yeah,
yet.
like they haven't figured it out yet. They'll figure it out.
Give them a little leeway.
Exactly. Just gentle.
Past lives, are they really past or are they concurrent?
Yeah, I think exactly. There is no time. So if we're living right now, our past lives are all happening. Our future lives have already happened. So it's all happening at the same time. And so whatever you want to be, you already that. That's not like positive thinking. It really is the truth, you know? So yeah, their past lives are happening. It's all in our aura. Everything we've been through is in our aura.
Michael, Archangel Michael, and an angel named Harmony. No explanation needed, except she chose Tranquility as her
Mhm.
moniker, but she's Harmony. Between the two of them, so if there's no time and space, does that mean more love that you do now bleeds over into your other concurrent lives?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
now I'm
why.
going to throw out three separate scenarios, and I'd love to have you powwow with them and whoever else, four more archangels, although Michael's in both these photos,
Mhm.
to put it together for us. You just touched on it. There's no time and there's no space. Okay. Elizabeth April is a figure on Instagram who does remote viewing. I'm just relating a quick story she mentioned in the last month or so, and we're in end of March 2026 right now. She mentioned her child counting marbles, not many marbles, just the first five or so. There's another adult in the room, and they hand the first marble into the child's hand, and the child says one, two marbles, two, three marbles, three. The adults are tracking as well. Four marbles, four. Fifth marble goes in, four is what the child says. And there's only four marbles. They had a split in reality, kind of like the Matrix with the cat glitching. Now,
Mhm.
the second one is Celestine Prophecy, the now pretty old movie. I think it's 20 plus years old. There's a scene where a group of good people are needing to raise their vibe very quickly. They're being hunted in a Latin American jungle by bad soldiers. They need to go invisible. So they raise their vibe jointly, and the soldiers pass within a few feet, not seeing that they're practically brushing by, and
Mhm.
there's that scene. And then
Mhm.
the third story, and they're all interconnected somehow. We're going to bring in these two angels to see what you can share because you've already got this wisdom in you. There's an ER story. There's a amazing guest I've had on the show twice, Cynthia Sue Larson. I was blanking on her name, who writes about the Mandela effect. Now it's not Mandela. I mess up everything. It's Mandela, like Nelson Mandela. We have him as part of the crew if you want to bring him in as well. But she had a beautiful couple write in with the ER story. Something happens at home. The husband is now bleeding, needs to get to the ER. The ambulance crew is amazing. They arrive, but they know this ER is always packed. It's going to take a lot of hours. And so they get there, and every stall is empty. The two nurses are amazing. The two paramedics are amazing. Time flies. They get the attention. They never see the filled stalls. They get in and out, smoothest, highest vibe experience. Everything happened the way it was, like mogul skiing in the Olympics, where you only touch the top of the moguls, and that person won the gold. Bam. Uh, how are all three of these stories connected? And if you don't mind putting one hand out for Harmony, feel her in your palm, and one hand for Michael in the other palm, and have them, and breathe a little extra force on this one, have them through light language coming in at the neck and above, and for the heart, and have them whoosh you as well, and then plain English as well. Have them connect all the dots, how everything is, and how all of us will get, is it 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 3 years? Time won't quite be what we thought it was.
Mhm.
And how do you want to describe it? Is it paying attention better, growing your awareness allows you to travel a little lighter? Pun intended.
When we are in the zone, and the zone is in our heart, that's the zone. Like in the Celestine prophecy, they go into love, that's why they become invisible, right? And then the hospital, same thing. They're in their God self. So when you're operating in your God self, you just skip things, you know? Because if you go into your human self, then you're going to karmically be matching with all your trauma energies, right? But if you can stay in your God self in an emergency, everything will be well. So that's why I think the last few years they've been trying to train all of us to go within and connect to our God self because it's the highest protection. Even if there was a dangerous thing happening, if a person was connected to their God self, it wouldn't touch them. There's a story with Padre Pio. Have you heard about the Padre Pio story where a guy came to shoot him and then the guy had a heart attack? It was very interesting. So Padre Pio was one of the most powerful healers of all time. He bled out of his hand for like years and years, like stigmata. And he basically one time he was in downtown somewhere and a criminal came up to him to shoot him, like it brought a gun out. And then Padre Pio just sent all this love. I think he just focused on love, and the man just fell. Like and he just had a heart attack. So we don't want to do that, but if like for protection, love is like that too, though. So it's like very powerful force. So that's a proven story. One of my teachers once told me because I was nervous about working in certain clinics with certain energies, and my teacher's like, if you stay in love, nothing will touch you. And he was
Wow.
right. Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's do that. Let's put our hands up with your permission. And could you name which angel? Oh, we got to do Audrey Hepburn first, but we're going to see which angel won the bingo contest on the other side to
Mhm.
shepherd this or chaperone this or be our ambassador. But first, Audrey Hepburn. How could we not pull up a historical photo of Audrey Hepburn? She winks, smiles, shoulder waggles, nose, eyebrow goes up. Let us know which way she moved. And we know photos cannot move, but the whole point is what do you really know? If you know love, you're all set. I have to find out of a lot of photos. Here we go. Okay. Here's Audrey Hepburn. Let her wink, smile, move in the photo, catch an uninvented perfume out of Paris, really get a good whiff, breathe more, lungs expanding in and out, shoulders going up and down like billows. At home, hip pause, go for a walk, hug a tree if you need extra help.
Oh, wow, interesting.
And what do you get for movement?
I'm seeing like an ET guide behind her, and she's telling me that I never knew this. She says that she had ET guides and they would talk to her and she knew about them. It was the message I got from her.
She was extremely guided. And you can, let's bring in Archangel Michael on a 1 to 100. She was hyper guided the whole path.
Oh, wow.
But let Archangel Michael be the referee here.
Hmm.
What does he say?
About Audrey?
Yeah, her path, very guided.
Oh, very guided. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of which angel is saying, pick me, and which one are you getting? Is it Joy? Is it Charlotte? Is it Minn? Is it Michael? Is it Audrey? Is it Mac? Is it Harmony? Who are you getting?
It it has to be one of the ones we already had because I'm hearing Raphael.
Oh, Raphael it is. And Raphael is tucked into here. So
Oh,
with
okay.
that, I'm gonna put should I do one hand or two hands in Texas? What am I doing? One hand or two
Oh,
hands?
one
One.
hand.
Okay.
One.
If you'll put your hand up and
Hmm.
just feel what you feel. What are
Hmm.
you feeling right now for a filament of energy?
Let's see. I'm feeling an energy that's clearing worry, like allowing surrender, like just surrender, flow. It's like a flow feeling. Hmm.
And I'm going to push a little bit of extra angel light. I'll use the microphone below the computer. I'm holding it up, and I'll use the other hand to whoosh. Here comes
Hmm.
the first whoosh. Let's make it nice. And folks at home, just exhale like a whale real fast. Ask angels to get you out of your head into your heart. Own it with an amen. Thank you, Om Saram, whatever way you roll. Here we go. And did you get that A-okay?
Yeah, there's like a green river, like an emerald river came through and it went like this, like spirals around the aura.
Ooh, and if you want to leave your eyes open, we'll do a quick aura step, and then we'll wrap up the woo 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 whooshing part. But I'm just going to show an aura this way. And I think we've done this before. You get another dad joke, and yeah, I'll have to give you one that you've already heard before, I think. What's the only flower found on the human face? New answer, iris.
Iris, oh, good one.
Okay, you'll see a little filament of light between my fingers. Breathe and relax. And what are you seeing for an aura light stream? What color or colors?
Yeah, it's like a lime green.
Okay, and if you could let the whole crew, all those loving guides, make something in the light stream flow, what are you getting for an object or a extra light?
Yeah, it's a pyramid again. Pyramid.
Ooh, and if you want to cup your hands out in front of you, let them bring that pyramid into your hands. Look down, and once you look down, I'll sit down.
Mhm.
And you can get extra messages from there. Share one out loud, the rest are for you.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. We are a pyramid ourselves, they said. Like, you are a pyramid, you know? It's like, we are a pyramid. This is our point up here. And then when we're sitting in meditation, they were like, you are a pyramid. Like,
I'm
you're
going to
right.
do a Bic lighter just to make the point. We've got a little bit of light there. My finger is going to be the Bic lighter next. And then I'm going to go like this, and we're going to generate more light. Here are four archangels again. We'll let them handle all the details. You're going to get something out of this privately, bigger, and then something that's shareable. Like when we go to a really good restaurant, you get that extra amount that's for everybody. The rest, you're like, it's for me. Okay, here we go. So just see a little bit of light above my finger, like it's a bit lighter. What are you getting for a color coming off my finger?
Purple.
Okay, and now I'm going to start going like this. See if you can get it vorticing, spiraling. Let me know when you've got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then with your permission, I'm sending it through. Let an archangel handle it and let it hit your field in a pleasant way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then breathe, 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 and allow for messaging and light language to come through. We can go beyond English, but you'll still have something that you'll come back with that's shareable.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you get a lot of ripples of love, light, and kindness.
Beautiful. Sapphire fire. And they said if anybody feels like there's any tears in their aura anywhere, use the sapphire fire to seal any tears in the aura, was the message.
Ooh. Okay. Something I've never done before, but I want to run with it for just 15 seconds. How could you pass up more sapphire light um, and ruby light? So for sapphire light, we've got Charlotte, and then our volunteer for ruby light is Joy. If you don't mind putting one hand out off to the side, it doesn't have to be on camera. Yeah. It could be like you're getting $50 and $100. Okay.
Mhm.
Have one handle sapphire light, have one handle ruby light. Let Charlotte handle one side. Breathe extra though, so that you almost have to shake a little you got so much energy coming in. And then feel what you can feel, and one at a time, bring it into your chest, your heart, your essence. They'll give you the biggest hug, rippling, but one message at a time with each. So the sapphire light will do its own presentation to you. And then if you might need to take a little time, but let the ruby light be working on you the whole time as well on the other side. You're cooked now.
Yeah, it's wow. Yeah.
Okay, what are you getting with the sapphire light?
Sapphire light is very interesting. It's definitely more like a masculine, right? Like a very structural, it fixes the structures of the aura, is what it feels like. And then the ruby is more like a thread, going and just working on little things, like very gentle, feminine energy. And it was working on the back of my heart. That one was doing something over there. Yeah.
All right, if to close this out, what would be the best pep talk you can give all of us? Because isn't there a lot happening on planet Earth? And if we turned on the TV, we might get a little panicky, or if we looked up in the sky, we still might take a couple extra interactive steps in just a moment. But let's have you start to close this out, and then you'll leave us at the very end with a final reminder that's a quick one. What's your pep talk right now?
My pep talk is, let's see, like unity is the most important thing now.
And explain unity for us so people don't get jumpy at having to be like everyone else. That's not what this is about.
Yeah, like basically like we can all be ourselves, but we don't force each other's path on each other. It's not like my teacher this, my book this. This is all like we all are going to be ourselves, but we're going to unite because we have this beautiful mission that we've come here for. And the word mission is even heavy. Think of it as more like we're just here to love each other, bring joy, but unity is the key. So don't let like my biggest thing is that like if we focus on like the details, we're going to disconnect. But if we focus on just like what do we all want, which is this beautiful earth, and for the light to unite, then everything else can kind of go. You know, a lot can get done if nobody cares who gets the credit, is one of my favorite quotes, you know?
Complexity, simplicity, love, unlove, consciousness or awareness, unconsciousness, and not paying attention so much. And there's 1,000 more ways. Everybody's got a way of saying it. Okay, with that, do you have a window you can see outside to the sky, a tree, a yard?
Yeah.
Do you mind allowing the universe to really step in? And I'm going to lay out at least 5 or 6 sushi menu examples, but the sushi menu is always really big. It might be something else. You might see angels standing there. You might get ships coming in. They might be physical ships. It might be points of light, and one of them does Christmas lights extras. The Pleiadians say hi, or the Andromedans, or somebody, the
Mhm.
Lyrans. If you don't mind having I've got one ambassadorial Lyran. She's a woman, amazing. Have her come in and just put extra light right behind you. But you
Okay.
may get bubbles. You may get hummingbirds made out of rainbow light, and it's everybody generating something. What are you getting outside as a hello that you weren't expecting, and you're like, whoa, that's kind of cool?
Yeah, I'm feeling the tree. The tree is talking to me, that tree right there. And the tree said, you know, we are also extraterrestrials. We're not from Earth.
Whoa.
And I was like, you're right. I always forget about that, that a lot of trees have come from other planets, you know? Like there's a flower that's like it's like a yellow poppy, like a white with yellow poppy. That's from Sirius, you know? So a lot of trees, and that's what the tree was telling me. Like it was kind of listening to our conversation, is what I felt. And it said that. So
I love it.
yeah.
Um, what's a final piece of information that people can place in their hearts as they exit this conversation with us?
Yeah, when things get intense, when things are hard in the world, you deserve more love. And everyone else deserves more love. So the more intense things get, that means you deserve more love. If you're going through a challenge, love yourself more. Someone else you love is going through a challenge, love them more. Just put love into everything and it will all work out. It will all work out, I promise.
Oh,
So,
wow. Pontea, thank you so much for coming on. If it gets too tense, grab someone and go camping, is what I always say. Okay. Thank you so much for being an amazing guest. Wonderful, super talented, and I'm looking forward to having you back on the show.
oh, thank you so much for having me, Michael. It was so much fun. I love all the messages. Some of your messages you already gave me this week have already come true. So I'm excited to see these new ones as well. So thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you again.
Bye bye.